thus resulting in a change in our debt to GDP and less money for us to mobilize for our social service, our educational system, our health system, and therefore such loan must be treated differently, not placed on our balance books to affect our debt to GDP.
We'll have more on the Prime Minister's attendance at the 2018 Global Business Forum in the National Report at 7. Reporting from New York City, I'm Altaviz Munnings for First at 6.
Well, family, friends, and fellow officers paid final respects today to the Governor General's aide-de-camp, Inspector Carlos Blatch, during a full military funeral service this morning at the Church of God Auditorium, Joe Farrington Road. In a family tribute, Inspector Blatch's brother, Marcus, remembered his final conversation with his brother, which took place just hours before he was shot and killed.
The moment I heard that he was shot, I called this morning, there was no answer. I knew that whenever I called him, no matter how busy he was, he would return the call. Carlos, I'm still waiting on your call. Please call, so you can let me know this is just a dream. Carlos, my brother, it's hard to say goodbye, so it just takes so long. The pages of your life will never close. We will remember you through the many people that you have left behind. Those lives you have touched so positively. You have left an amazing legacy and four beautiful, handsome, brilliant children.
Deputy Prime Minister, the Honourable Peter Turnquest, and Minister of National Security, the Honourable Marvin Dames, also gave remarks.
The reality is that his death is no different from the many persons who have lost their lives in our nation as a result of violence. If there is a silver lining to all of this, it is with hope that his untimely and brutal death has brought most needed focus to the incessant murders that have occurred in our nation over the last few decades.
As we consider the waxing and waning of the moon, it's also important for us to consider the sunrise and sunset of our lives. Because it's during that period, from sunrise to sunset, that really counts in the lives of those that we touch.
The search continues tonight for a new commissioner to oversee the day-to-day operations of the Bahamas Department of Corrections. Minister of National Security, the Honourable Marvin Dames, told ZNS News a new commissioner should be appointed soon.
Well, things are going real well. I just had an update yesterday, and I was informed by my team that the local advertisement has been disseminated already. And now they're currently working on getting the advertisement out internationally. So we're on target, and it is our hope that certainly before the end of the year we should have a new Commissioner of Corrections.
Well, still ahead tonight, the Stephen Dillett School family celebrating an anniversary. We'll tell you about it when the Bahamas Tonight First at 6 returns.
My first memory of music would have been a performance when everyone was singing the song. The song was Drop Down and Come Up Slow, and everyone in the crowd was singing. I was amazed. I was in shock.
I did not always want to be a performer, I actually wanted to be a doctor. And when I was on my way to med school, I had this called Epiphany, and I went to Berkeley College of Music, and that's when I made the switch.
If I weren't singing, I'd be singing. I love track and field.
Many different things inspire me. No, it isn't anything specific. It's just, just enjoying the environment. And that's what I think music should be about, being free.
Tap of a button, I'm able to get in contact with persons all the way across the world. Technology acts as that bridge that keeps me connected.
BTC in one word, I would have to say clutch.
Connected family.
Family.
Every day. This is the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This is Commonwealth Bank. that no matter how, no matter where, no matter what, Commonwealth Bank is here for you. Commonwealth Bank. Everything we do it for you.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
Officials are hoping to attract more visitors from the Far East, Japan in particular. During the recent Sustainable Tourism Conclave meetings were held between officials of Japan and the Caribbean Tourism Organization, CTO. Chairman of the CTO board, Joy Jiberlu, says the Caribbean welcomed 40,000 Japanese visitors last year. She's hoping that the Bahamas will grab its fair share of that number soon.
I took one flight to New York and then a direct flight from New York to Japan. So it isn't difficult. They're already coming in droves to the United States of America. They're already coming to Florida. They had no idea of the proximity from Florida to, I'm going to speak specifically about the Bahamas. So for me, gratitude to the Japanese government that they thought about this initiative, that they made it possible. They did include CARICOM. It was a great experience, and I can't say enough about the opportunities that it presents for us and opportunities that we were not necessarily thinking of in the short term.
Residents learning more about plans to ban single-use plastics and styrofoam during a town meeting sponsored by the Ministry for the Environment last evening. Authorities want to ensure that Bahamians are educated about the harm that those materials cause to marine and wildlife. Environmental Officer Kendria Ferguson talked about the negative impact of styrofoam on personal health as well.
Styrofoam is made from petroleum-based products, so when you put a hot food item in a styrofoam container, those chemicals tend to leach into that food that it contains. So that negative impact has been linked to cancer as well as a lot of health problems within females in particular. Another second project goal that we have is this is a great way to reduce the litter inside our communities. You've seen plastic bags on the side of the road or styrofoam plates on the side of the road. These create a great hazard to our environment as well as our communities where we live.
Also attending the event was House Speaker Halson Moutry, who supports the ban, while manager of the paper place, Morgan Wells, explained that the company makes plant material alternatives to plastic from plates to bags.
Our challenge will be, first of all, to become more productive as a people. The more production we have in the Bahamas, the less imports. But that's, of course, a long-term goal. So I admire your efforts.
We've had quite a lot of interest. We have people calling every day and asking about it, and we already sell and supply to quite a few restaurants and businesses in Nassau and quite a few in the Out Islands, especially Abaco. Abaco seems to be really supportive of the alternatives, and definitely you see the interest growing.
Well, there's been much discussion over whether marijuana should be legalized because of its perceived dangers. But Executive Director of the Bahamas Association for Social Health, Terry Miller, says another concern is the number of elderly people in the Bahamas who are battling prescription drug addiction. This comes as the United States is dealing with a crisis in which the National Institute on Drug Abuse says more than 115 people died after overdosing each day. Miller says legal drugs can also be harmful.
We have a lot of legal chemicals, legal pharmaceuticals that are very, very dangerous, that are very addictive, extremely. And we have within this country, we have a lot of elderly people that are addicted to painkillers and a host of other mental, psychiatric drugs. And so we need, I think the conversation is going to evolve where we start looking at them, you know, how we regulate.
Well, on a global scale, Miller suggests it's a matter of clout when one measures prescription drug use against the cannabis plant, which has been shown to have significant health benefits.
On the one hand, it says that the pharmaceutical companies have a lot of power. On the other hand, it says that the body doesn't know if it's legal or illegal. Okay, so the body's going to have whatever that chemical reaction in the body is, it's going to happen. And it doesn't care. It's going to happen whether it's legal or illegal.
Faculty, staff, and students at the Stephen Dillett Primary School were in celebration mode this morning as they reflected on the life and legacy of community activist, politician, and businessman Stephen Dillett and 47 years of learning at that institution. The students paid tribute in song and dance and were even given a brief history lesson on Stephen Dillett during a special assembly. Principal Dr. Clinton Josie says it was important for students to get a better understanding of who Stephen Dillett was.
What's very important and very significant is the sacrifice that he would have made to ensure that education was first and foremost important in the lives of Bahamians and inner city Bahamians, because this school is situated in inner cities. Our boys and girls have a great opportunity to come to an awesome facility with excellent teachers to continue to enhance their education at this primary level.
Former student and area member of parliament for Baines and Grantstown, Travis Robinson, told students that they must get a good quality education in order to become productive citizens.
47 years of history, of legacy, of development into young persons' lives and into the development of this country. When we talk about Marlins resolute and strong, I think there are a number of persons in our country today who epitomizes, who would have graduated right from this institution like I did, who epitomizes what it means to be a Marlin resolute and strong. And so I remember when I had the distinct privilege and honor of attending this fine institution.
Well, that does it for this segment of news. Stay tuned, though. Sports with Jonathan Benson is straight ahead.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
Wicked geniuses are not limited by their budget. They eat the foods they crave because they've discovered the KFC Everyday Value menu. Be a wicked genius and enjoy a great everyday value option for as little as $2, $3, or $4, including VAT. Choose from the Colonel's fries, snack wraps, and famous bowls. Or try a one-piece chicken $5 fill-up for just $5, including VAT. Show your genius today at KFC Nassau. It's finger-licking good.
What if you looked in the mirror and saw something different? A small difference, a big difference. What if that difference changed your life forever? What if it caused you to question your beauty? Your body may change, a small change, a big change, but your life is defined by your interior, not your exterior. I felt, I called, I tested, I acted. I won. I am the cure, a living story of survival. Be the cure. Live the life you love and love the life you live. At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, your life matters.
Casablanca. Come into our showroom today and check out our sleek new line of Casablanca all-white, modern, stylish cabinets for your kitchen. And all during the month of September, get 20% off Casablanca all-white kitchen cabinets with soft closing drawers and doors. Available only at Connet Nassau and Abaco locations. For more information, call 394-5865. Casablanca.
No matter what your goals are in life, you have to start somewhere. It all begins with Leno. Leno, bridging possibilities. Call us at 888-3225 or email info@lanobahamas.com.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. It doubles the order of the day at the Pan American Bowling Federation's Women's Championship in the Dominican Republic. So far, Driscoll Roll and Janice Hoyt sit 19th in the 25-team field, 2,169 pins and a 181 average. Tara Johnson, Marina McLean are 24th, 1,911 pins and a 159 average. As for Zinnia Johnson and Camille Roll, they round out the table in 25th. Round 3 of the Chess Olympiad in the books in the Republic of Georgia. Team Bahamas able to salvage a split in the ladies division, winning 2 points off of Palestine, thanks to women's candidate master Deja Johnson and Trinity Pinder. The news even better for our team in the open division, as they took 3.5 of the 4 points against Gabon. FIDE master Cecil Monker, national master Byron Small, and Chappelle Williams all secured a point, while women's candidate master Polina Carolina secured a draw. In round 4 tomorrow, our ladies will take on Palau. The open team goes up against Andorra. The Province Softball Association's Best of 7 championships back on the diamond last night. Up first in ladies play, the Sunshine Auto Wildcats, leaving nothing to chance in Game 5 with the Johnson Truckers. Cats came out playing small ball before bringing out the big bats. They had 3 big innings of 5 runs each, and they batted around twice. There was no doubt who wanted this one more. Cats go back-to-back, clawing their way to a 16-6 win, taking the series 4-1. In men's play last night, a pitching duel once again between national team pitchers Alcott Forbes of the CNS Hitmen and Thomas Davis for the Commander Security Truckers. But Forbes wasn't around to see the end of this game, as he was ejected by the home plate umpire for arguing balls and strikes. Now, after the ejection, the Truckers' eyes would open wide, and so did the strike zone. Truckers go on for a 7-1 win to stay alive. The TNA Golden Pines edging the JC Ravens in a football score, 24-23, to advance to the Eleuthera Softball Association's Ladies Championship. There, they will meet the Angels, and that starts on Friday. On the men's side, the Palmetto Point Panthers, they will swing with the JC Blue Water Jets. The BAISS private school softball season is underway. In senior girls play yesterday, Sacs Big Red Machine took care of St. John's 15-5.
I think the season's going to go well this year. As usual, I expect us to take it one game at a time, the playoffs and the championship. But, you know, I expect all teams to always give us a push, but that's what is expected.
I expect my girls to make the playoff at least. This has been the most competitive team I've had at St. John's for a very long time. And it shows today with their competitiveness. So only great things to come for this season.
In junior boys play yesterday, it was a much closer game between SAC and the Charles W. Saunders Cougars. The Cougars lost a nail-biter, 6-5.
This is our first game. We expect big things from them this season. Pitching is a whole lot stronger. The outfield isn't as strong as it was last year, but the infield is much stronger this year.
Do you think that will be enough to take you over the hump and catch you into the championship round?
Well, you never know what's going to happen. You know, with the fat lady sings, but we trusting in God to take us through injury-free and helping our talents to take us the rest of the way.
The Government Basketball League best of 3 first-round playoffs scheduled to continue tonight at the AF Adelaide Gym. Up first, it's Game 1 between the 2nd-seeded Cybots and the 7th-seeded Police Crime Stoppers. That's followed by the opener between the 3rd-seeded Police Royals and the 6th-seeded Department of Correction Challengers. The Province Volleyball Association also a doubleheader action tonight at the Donald Davis Gym. The Defenders and Techs, they hook in both the men's and ladies divisions. And that is your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. First at 6 is back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
You can count on me. Just call me and I'll come running. No matter the
I got into comedy from the day I was born, and I look up and I saw who my parents was. I know my life is gonna be interesting.
The Bahamian people inspire me, like 100%.
I think the keys of the success to the band Visage has been
the ability to stay relevant for the many years that the band has been around.
Technology, it keeps me connected.
What technology have done for me is priceless.
I don't know how I would be able to survive without it.
If I would describe BTC into one word, I would say innovative.
Family all around.
Communications lifeblood of the Bahamas.
Every day.
ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Watch our live channel to keep up with what's going on in the nation. News updates, we've got you covered. Tune into our radio stations with just a swipe. On the road, on the go, we're here with you. Available for download on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
Did you bring the thing?
What thing?
Protection.
Come on, man. You really want to ruin the moment with that?
I actually think it will help the moment. No worries. Now we can continue. Next time, step your game up.
You got to make the best of what you have in front of you. And that's some of our problems. We don't know how to make the best of what we've got. You keep on looking out the window and seeing something better. And you think if you get that, that's what's going to make your, oh Lord, this is what's going to make your life better. But I need to tell you, you need to make the best of who you are.
Join us this and every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. for Faith Touch on ZNS TV 13.
What amazing idea to go into the communities and into our world and into our country and into the homes of people and into the lives of outstanding and extraordinary people all over the country. I think that telling those stories, again, helps us to connect to the notion of, okay, how can I live a better life? How can I be better? This is how this person achieved it. Where can I find common ground so that my life can match up as well? And so Ordinary People is an amazing, amazing concept, and I'm excited to be a part of the Ordinary People family.
In regional news, health authorities from the countries and territories of the region of the Americas yesterday agreed on a new plan to reduce a shortfall of 800,000 health workers needed to meet the current demands of the region's health systems. The agreement was reached during the 56th Directing Council of the Pan American Health Organization. The Plan of Action on Human Resources for Universal Access to Health and Universal Health Coverage 2018 to 2023 marks the path for the countries to have the human resources they need in order to meet the worldwide goal of universal health by 2030. The plan also aims to improve the geographical distribution and skills of human resources to reach everyone, everywhere. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says Jamaica is poised to increase airlift into the island for a third consecutive year. He says thousands of additional seats have been negotiated for the 2018-2019 winter season. These include 38,000 more seats out of the United States, a record 42,000 plus out of Canada, and 12,000 more seats from continental Europe, and 7,400 plus more seats out of the United Kingdom and Northern Europe. Minister Bartlett told tourism stakeholders at the Jamaica Product Exchange on Monday that starting in October, several new flights will be coming directly out of Eastern Europe to the Sangster International Airport. These include Pegasus Fly and Norwind. And an Air Force Reserve reconnaissance aircraft investigating Tropical Storm Kirk late this morning found the system to be a little stronger as it continues on its path toward Barbados and other islands in the Windward Islands. In its 11 a.m. advisory, the National Hurricane Center in Miami said the storm's maximum sustained winds had increased to 50 miles per hour. At that time, it was located around 360 miles east-southeast of Barbados and 485 miles east-southeast of Martinique.
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, our rooftop camera is showing a nice little buildup off the north coast of New Providence. And when we look at the flagpoles in our shot, also indicating that a moderate breeze is in place. And in the tropics, well, Keisha already told you about Kirk. Kirk has even strengthened since then. It's now packing winds of about 60 miles per hour as it takes aim for the middle portion of the Windward Island, including Barbados. Outside of our studios, partly sunny with a temperature of 86 degrees, easterly winds at 12 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure, 1,015.3 millibars. That's 30.01 inches, and it is steady. That's going to do it for your first look at weather 6. Stay tuned. More weather is still to come.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Well, that does it for us. And first at 6. Stay tuned, though. The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition straight ahead.
Association claims it's being disadvantaged because of inaction from a government agency. Urban renewal staff getting a lesson in disaster preparedness. And a member of parliament spending time in the classroom.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll-Farquharson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping the news, an association of small business owners say that they are losing money daily due to the inadequacies of the road traffic department. Tonight, the president is calling on the powers that be to address the shortage of license plates or come up with a temporary solution to the problem. President of the Car Rental Association, Darren Cooper, says that the challenges at the Road Traffic Department are causing a major problem for their industry. Cooper contends that he made the decision to expand his business to including scooters. With that, he applied to Road Traffic for the necessary plates, but has yet to receive them.
In the month of December of last year, we received verbal approval from the authorities, and in April of this year, we received an official letter giving us the approval for the use of these scooters. In May of this year, we went into the Road Traffic Department to have these vehicles or these scooters licensed for the road. Based on the letter, we would have had to provide these vehicles for inspection, or these scooters for inspection. And I was informed then that the scooters were not ready yet to be licensed because I didn't have the plates. And I've been waiting ever since, 6 months today.
He says 6 months later and still no plates. While he believes that the employees at the local department have been very accommodating, Cooper notes that he cannot get a definite answer as to when these plates will be printed, adding that time is money.
We were advised that the machines were down, but they're back up and running. And so there's a little backlog on getting certain things back on track.
The president of the Car Rental Association says many of his members are losing money daily, and he believes that this is highly unfair, especially after many of them would have invested thousands of dollars in respective modes of transportation.
Not just myself, but you have persons who would have purchased vehicles that still have their vehicles sitting in their backyards waiting to get their SD plates. Some would have already gotten their plates. We even have members of our association who applied for additional plates and cannot get their additional cars on the road because the lack of getting these plates to them in a timely fashion. We're losing money daily.
Cooper says just this week he lost a contract with a timeshare company who had plans to rent his scooters for the busy season. However, he says due to this issue with road traffic, all of the scooters had to be returned to his location. Now he is appealing for the powers that be to come up with a resolution and come up with one fast.
And always saying to the powers to be to either get the plates available to us in a timely fashion. You're far past your time, it's 6 months, or give us a temporary system where we can begin to recover what we have already spent and invested. This is Grand Bahama, and so we don't need no more red tape. We don't need nothing to hold us back or to even set us back. We need to have opportunities continue to be available.
Now, we contacted the Road Traffic Department, but officials were unable to give a response at this time. In other news, employees of Urban Renewal on Grand Bahama and Bimini participating in a 2-day training seminar focusing on damage assessment. As Megan Shepard tells us, that both sessions were conducted by the National Emergency Management Agency.
Deputy Director of Urban Renewal, Senator Jasmine Turner-Darius, says that the department found it necessary to facilitate the training for its employees as they will act as first responders in the event of a disaster on Grand Bahama. She says that over 30 employees are participating.
We wanted them to be professionally empowered so that they can properly attend to any situation that may result in the community as a result of some natural disaster, some hurricane. So we are so grateful to partner with NEMA, Ms. Tammy Mitchell, Island Administrator Don Cornish, because proper planning prevents poor performance. And so we want our workers to be ready on day one. And so we want them in terms of assessment, identification, preparation, just to be ready to safeguard against any accidents and also to safeguard the community.
Co-chair of the Grand Bahama Disaster Consultative Committee, Tammy Mitchell, says that the 2-day seminar has been very informative, and she's pleased that Urban Renewal has taken the initiative to train their employees. She says it is critical that they are properly trained on how to effectively respond to a disaster and how to accurately collect data.
And what they've been doing is going through the steps and the process of what it takes to actually do an initial damage assessment. When we say initial, we mean rapid assessments right after there's a threat or some kind of damage to the island. These are persons who, along with our teams, are expected to go out into the field and provide us with information so that we can pass it up the channel to our national level so that we can get immediate or rapid response to the island after a hurricane or even a disaster.
Center Manager for the island of Bimini, Indira Russell, also on island for the training. She says she is looking forward to share the information with her team of 5.
I think it's very important to have this information so that we will know how to carry out our duties effectively without having any backsets or even losing time. You know, in a disaster's time is very important so that we can get the initial assessments done and also have people secured properly. It's really a pleasure to be in Freeport during this time, and I'm gaining a lot of information, and I am very excited to take it back home to the rest of my team.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
In news from the Crime Beat, police in Abaco making a number of arrests for possession of firearms, ammunition, and dangerous drugs. The first incident occurred shortly after 3 p.m. yesterday. Officers acting on information went to a residence in Leisure Lee where a search was conducted and officers discovered a rifle, a Smith & Wesson revolver, a 12-gauge shotgun, a partial 12-gauge shotgun, 2 barrels, 25 rounds of ammunition, 1 magazine, a crossbow, and a marijuana plant. A female and a male were arrested and taken into police custody, and they are expected to be arraigned before the magistrate court later this week. Also, later that same day, officers searched a residence on Bayfront Street in Cooperstown and discovered a vehicle and a quantity of suspected marijuana. 2 males were arrested and taken into police custody. In other news, the Member of Parliament for Pine Ridge making his contribution on the resolution for the government to purchase the Grand Lucayan property. The government has made a down payment of $30 million, and the resolution will allow the government to borrow the remaining $35 million to complete the sale. Tonight, Sabrina Bound tells us that the local MP has made some reservations about this move.
Member of Parliament for Pine Ridge, Frederick McAlpine, says Grand Bahama needs a shot in the arm, and he believes purchasing a hotel alone will not fix the island's economic woes.
The hotel were open under the last regime,
and the regime before. And the economy remained, that is, the economy remained in the doldrums. This is what I now call full disclosure. We had problems when the hotel, all three were open. Lighthouse, Breakers Key, and Memories. All three. And we were still at an economic despair.
He is concerned about how the government will recover the $65 million being spent to purchase the resort.
Perhaps you should, as a government and through the corporation, consider selling them separately. And doing so, perhaps this will lead to us recouping some of the funds that we're spending for purchase. It also lessens, Mr. Chairman, through you, Mr. Speaker, the strain in future business on the Strip being monopolized by one individual or corporate entity.
He offered this solution to the island's economic problems.
Your remedy for this quagmire lies within the government, the Port Authority, and the industrial companies. There you will find your solution to Grand Bahama's economic dilemma.
As Grand Bahama's economy continues to struggle, the Pine Ridge MP says many people are questioning the relevance of the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
It is my belief that the government must now step up to the plate and produce a vision for Grand Bahama and not wholly and solely rely on the Grand Bahama Port Authority to do so. If the Port Authority has a vision for Grand Bahama, then they need to make it plain so that we, the residents and citizens thereof, can have a sense of what the future will hold for us presently and our children's children.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
You're watching The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Musicians, churches, nightclubs, Radio Shack is now stocked with heavy-duty power amps, powered speakers, subwoofers, cordless and wired microphones, lavaliers, guitar strings, drumsticks, skins, and accessories, guitar and bass amps, DI boxes, crossovers, line conditioners, percussion instruments, clarinet and saxophone reeds, PA systems, mixers, routers, hard drives, sound cards, tablets, MacBook Pro power cords and adapters, and so much more at the new Radio Shack at Dolly Madison Home Center.
Come on down.
For family, any family, there's nothing more important than a home. Becoming a landowner, you're now one step closer to those dreams coming true. Land opportunities with funding solutions by DEFCO. Developing and expanding the vision by creating ownership for you. Whether you're a first-time buyer or an experienced developer, you can buy now. DEFCO, where opportunities embrace ownership.
When you're eating on a budget, it's
KFC's Genius Menu. A one-piece leg or wing meal, fries, a biscuit, and a 16-ounce drink for $4.99. A two-piece thigh and leg meal, one biscuit and a 16-ounce drink for $5.99. And KFC's Mini Famous Bowl, leg or wing, and a 16-ounce drink for $4.68.
Available only on
KFC's Genius Menu at all KFC restaurants in Freeport.
Genius. Don't miss this episode of Eye on Health as Dr. Ash and guests discuss the topic
stress. We are going to examine stress and give as much information as we can give with references on how to deal with stress.
As I got better physically, I just realized that I was in a constant feeling of fear. And for those of you who are not familiar with anxiety, that's pretty much what it is, fear.
That's Eye on Health this Friday at 8 p.m. Stay informed on your local weather forecast this 2018 hurricane season. your #1 news station, the ZNS Television Network. We've got you covered. Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The government is in the process of launching a new initiative called the Parliamentary Empowerment Program. Parliamentarians across the country will begin to go into the various schools to be parliamentors to students. A local member of parliament has gotten an early start, imparting knowledge to the nation's future leaders. Italia Hall has more on this report.
What is this called? Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Works and Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Iram Lewis, starting off the new term at Sister Mary Patricia Junior High School, taking time out to show the students the do's and don'ts in technical drawing. He says the national grade average of D is always a topic of debate, and he believes Bahamians, especially those with professional degrees, should step up to the plate and help to turn the situation around.
I'm quite knowledgeable in technical drawings, in mathematics, and other subjects that are important to the development of our future leaders. So I thought it was important for me to find schools in my constituency where I can partner with the principal, partner with the teachers, and help out in the classroom. So I'm here now at Sister Mary Patricia School, where I'm assisting as a technical drawing teacher. It's very important also for the students to connect with us and for us to explain to them that we are just like them. We are ordinary citizens, and we have skills that we can pass on to them.
Principal of the institution, Joyanne Pennerman, says Lewis shared this idea at the beginning of the school year with her, and she embraced it.
Students are able to connect with MPs, not only by seeing them on television, but his presence is felt here every week. So again, Mr. Lewis, on behalf of Sister Mary Patricia Russell Junior High School students and staff, we want to say a heartfelt thank you.
These students shared their experience.
What I want to be in life is a constructor. So this kind of helps you to get to build stuff and draw houses.
Learning about line segments has really taught me a lot, because the first time I didn't really understand it. From now knowing it better, it is more easier for me to get used to it, because I want to be an architect.
The Member of Parliament also donated several technical drawing boards to the school. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
The Beacon School received a much-needed donation from some international partners. $5,000 was donated to the school to assist with empowering the kids and creating opportunities for them to maximize their time in the classroom. Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama, Iram Lewis, accompanied the group out of Florida. He says such donations go a long way in ensuring that the kids with special needs are not left behind.
We are so happy to see that the government here in Grand Bahama and do care about education, invest in education, and especially with kids with special need. And I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to bring the contribution with the help of the private sector in the beautiful city of North Miami and in the state of Florida. And we're going to continue to work with the government of Grand Bahama to bring education to everybody.
Oftentimes, persons with special needs are forgotten, and they're not given the same level playing field as others would experience. So we thought it's very important for us to focus on ensuring that they are given the same opportunities, they're given attention, not only physically, not only spiritually, but also financially. So we are here today to continue this initiative, and we expect that it will grow not only to the Beacon School, but the other areas of Grand Bahama where special needs are met, and eventually the Bahamas government could push it further throughout the Bahamas.
According to T.T. McKenzie, principal of the Beacon School, the donation comes at a perfect time for the start of a new program that the school will be implementing this year. She says the school is grateful for the contribution.
This will go a long way in our school, as this year we want to open our sheltered workshop where our kids will be selling pottery and doing car detailing to the public. So all the funds that was donated today will definitely go towards that program.
Great. Well, Reach Out Youth Ministry planning to relaunch their breakfast program for students come October 1st. Vice President Katie Sade says since the inception of the program, they have fed 80 to 100 kids every morning. She says while it is costly, she believes if they do not, many children will go to school hungry.
We start from 7 a.m. and we go to 8:45 to 9 a.m. We serve a hot breakfast, tuna and grits, corned beef and grits, sausage and grits, pancakes. We have a variety of different things we would serve. We would switch it up every day, give them something hot to drink or a juice. And the kids are off to school. We started this after doing a little survey. We realized, and some of the teachers in the schools told us a lot of kids don't have hot breakfast. And they could guarantee the ones that didn't have breakfast, they wouldn't have lunch either.
Well, the nonprofit organization is not just feeding the children physically, they are also relaunching the after-school program to assist students with homework. Retired educator Victoria Wright says the after-school program will also begin on October 1st.
Children can come after school. The starting time is 3:15 p.m. and it ends at 5 p.m. Monday to Thursday. They can come after school, especially the children who are having some difficulties in class. We want to be able to give them the needed assistance, and those who don't have computers, they will be able to use the computers here at the center.
Now, for persons interested in donating to the breakfast program or volunteering at the after-school program, you are urged to contact Reach Out Youth Ministry. And now it is time to ask the doctor.
This is Ask the Doctor. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt. Pat asked, why do you feel so tired as you reach the age of about 55 and over? Your energy levels seem to diminish. What can you do? Pat, thanks, such a good question. There's a medical term for the lack of energy, which is anergia. And while some people may think slowing down and feeling fatigue is a normal part of the aging process, the truth is lack of energy is usually a sign that there may be a specific medical problem that needs to be addressed. Some medical disorders that can cause a lack of energy include heart and kidney dysfunction, arthritis, lung disease, anemia, and depression. Medical research has found a link between anergia and increased incidence of arthritis, sleep disorders, cardiovascular symptoms, and other health issues. So if you experience a lack of energy that begins to affect your normal daily activities or routine, don't accept it as a normal part of getting older. Make an appointment with your family doctor or visit your community clinic to rule out a serious medical condition. If you have other health-related questions, please drop it in my question box at the hospital or at any of our Grand Bahama community clinics. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't go away. A check on sports is up next with Ramiko Knowles.
More Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979.
This month alone, I reduced my power bill by over $300 by purchasing a solar system from Northern Bahamas Utility Company. My power bill is now $16. Can you believe it?
There's another reason why owning a solar system from Northern Bahamas Utilities is right for you. Stop by today at number 8 Oak Street or call us at 225-0766 extension 106 and ask about our in-house financing or lease-to-own option. See you today.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
ZNS Total Sports, bringing you excitement, entertainment, energy, pure sports.
We're keeping you updated on all the sports happening in the Northern Bahamas, whether it's soccer
or even the latest results with American football or flag football.
Covering baseball, softball, you name it, we'll cover it.
Good evening, all. Welcome to another edition of Sports. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Topping sports this evening, big talk coming in from the Jack Haywood High School Physical Education Department. The coaching staff projects that this athletic season will be a great one for the Wildcats. Let's check in with Jay Philippe for the details.
Jack Haywood Senior High Wildcats is coming off an impressive showing last year in the Grand Bahama Secondary School Athletic Association. This year, they are looking to have the same success with most of their teams.
Overall, I think we'll do much better than we did last year in terms of our senior girls and our senior boys division. With Ms. Curry coming on now and getting adjusted to the girls, I see growth. The sky's the limit in terms of what we can accomplish, but at the same time, we have to remember that they're kids. And the overall thing is to just put our best foot forward as coaches in order to instill good values, good team play, and hopefully success will take care of itself.
Natasha Curry, head coach of the senior girls volleyball team, seems pretty confident in her players this year as they attempt to earn a bid for the high school nationals, which will require them first winning the high school league locally.
I do expect them to be competitive. We already won our first game already, so it really gives you confidence coming in the season with your first win.
Philip Page will have responsibility of the senior boys softball, soccer, and track and field team, and says that the softball team will go through a learning curve this year. However, he says that the senior boys soccer team should definitely be in the run-ins to win the high school championship.
With softball, it's a bit of an unknown. It depends what has come in from the junior school and the feeder schools. So as far as that goes, you know, it's very much open to what comes in and how they develop and how they want to come and play. Soccer is growing and it's quite good. So we really are looking forward to hopefully becoming Grand Bahama champions. We were a couple of years ago. Last year we should have been, but we weren't. And that's the time of day in the Costa Conch.
I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Total Sports.
Week 2 of the 2018-2019 Grand Bahama Secondary Schools Athletic Association High School Volleyball League is underway. The game taking place at the Jack Haywood High School Gymnasium with Bishop Michael Eldon taking on Sunland Baptist Academy. Let's go to the court to see some action. The junior girl Warriors out in full force showing support to the senior girls on court. The Sting is now serving and that one is out. BMES now another beautiful serve, but this one is out as well. Point back over to Sunland Baptist Academy, now looking to score. Great serve, recovered by BMES. Awesome smash by the young lady of Sunland. BMES recovers again. Sunland not giving up so easily. This one hit high in the air. BMES looking to set it up, but can't. Bishop Michael Eldon up, Sunland serving now, looking to even the score. Bishop Michael Eldon playing great team ball on this one. This one for the game, monster serve by the young lady, and Sunland can't recover. Bishop Michael Eldon takes this one in 2 sets, 17-9, 18-6. That's your check on sports. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Until next time, make it a great one.
I'm Hugh Ferguson from Budget Pest Control. After 30 years in this industry, testing hundreds of pest control products, none has impressed me more than Vape. Vape 90-Day Mosquito Destroyer, Vape Aerosol, and Vape Mosquito Port. Vape is the only spray that you will find in my house and my mother's house, and it should be the only one in yours. In pest control, there are only 2 names to remember, Vape and Budget Pest Control.
Generation Y is celebrating its first anniversary. I'm Natalia Hall, and for the past year, we've been bringing you stories of outstanding young people. If you know someone who deserves recognition, or if you have a suggestion, send us an email. Let's continue to promote our young people and show why this generation is so unique.
When
When a hurricane watch or warning is issued, medical emergency services are placed on high alert. For many persons seeking medical care, defining what an emergency is can be difficult to assess given all that is occurring during the storm. The following basic guidelines are designed to help you assess your emergency. If you are experiencing symptoms like shortness of breath, chest pain, severe pain, disorientation, extreme vomiting or diarrhea, vision disturbance or suicidal thoughts, you should seek immediate medical assistance. If you are bleeding significantly or otherwise severely injured, seek emergency assistance immediately. Children presenting with symptoms like high fever and extremely listless or lethargic behavior need to be taken to the emergency room immediately. If you are unsure of the extent of your condition, you are advised to seek medical assistance immediately. Share your symptoms with the on-call doctor and get advice as to whether or not it can wait until normal business hours. Remember, emergency care is not a convenient option for basic medical care during a storm. The Public Hospitals Authority encourages members of the public to use these basic guidelines to help decide on whether something is an emergency or not. The authority reminds the public that in the case of an emergency, always call 919 or head immediately to the emergency room. This message has been brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority and the National Emergency Management Agency.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shoshana Wolf-Farquharson. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
weather, sports, and entertainment. Wake up with the Morning Edition. Weekdays, 7 a.m., right here on the ZNS Television Network.
What amazing idea to go into the communities and into our world and into our country and into the homes of people and into the lives of outstanding and extraordinary people all over the country. I think that telling those stories, again, helps us to connect to the notion of, okay, how can I live a better life? How can I be better? This is how this person achieved it. Where can I find common ground so that my life can match up as well? And so Ordinary People is an amazing, amazing concept, and I'm excited to be a part of the Ordinary People family.
ZNS Total Sports, bringing you excitement, entertainment, energy, pure sports.
We're keeping you updated on all the sports happening in the Northern Bahamas, whether it's soccer
or even the latest results with American football or flag football.
Covering baseball, softball, you name it, we'll cover it.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report. Disney goes on the defensive. The company explains what it says is a new and improved proposal for Eleuthera. Charges filed over the big drug haul on the high seas. Details of the smuggling operation organized by a Haitian boat crew. And final goodbyes to a slain officer, the moving tribute to Inspector Carlos Blatch. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Topping the news tonight, the government garnering more information and creating relationships with countries which can assist in transforming the Bahamas into the technological hub of the region. Today, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis attended the 2018 Bloomberg Global Business Forum in New York City, which focused on global technological trends. Altaviz Munnings joins us from the Plaza Hotel in New York City, where she spoke with the Prime Minister earlier today.
Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis was accompanied by the Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, and they attended the 2018 Global Business Forum hosted by Bloomberg here at the Plaza Hotel in New York City. The Prime Minister initially started his day off attending a breakfast meeting, and after that, the Prime Minister was among 20 global leaders who sat at a round table discussing global business. Prime Minister Minnis sat with former President Bill Clinton, as well as the President of the World Bank. He also spoke with the president of Airbnb, and they had a very wholesome discussion this morning.
A lot of our residents and visitors on our shores who have homes, etc., are renting out their facilities via Airbnb. And it would be nice if, once they register with Airbnb, that is automatically kept in a log under the Bahamas jurisdiction, and they would tax those individuals at whatever taxation we place. They would collect the money and repatriate that funds to the Bahamas government, so that we can keep our revenue stream running, and we won't have these isolated industries out there, facilities that we would have no revenue to access.
Prime Minister Minnis said he is very satisfied that the Bahamas was well represented at this year's Bloomberg Roundtable, and he's confident that the Bahamas will continue to make an impact.
You meet all the CEOs, the presidents of all the various different organizations, and you can have discussion, discuss what are beneficial to your country and help to move your country forward. Had a very interesting meeting with the president of Estonia. You know, Estonia is well advanced in technology, and we have a relationship with Singapore already. And the forum that I'm attending now, they're going to have a follow-up forum in Singapore in November by 400, and invited to such forum 400 of the leaders of the corporate world, the business world. And of course, I've been given an invitation to such a meeting also. I have not yet made any decision as to whether or not, because one has to look at what is happening in the Bahamas and whatever before one can make such decision. But making contact here today gave me that opportunity to be invited to further meeting to discuss with them things that may help the Bahamas.
Also during his roundtable address, the Prime Minister spoke on behalf of the Bahamas and the region when he acknowledged the war on climate change.
We are treated as a rich nation, but we are a poor nation. And because of this mass inequality, wealth inequality, income inequality, we cannot access many loans. And that's a matter that the World Bank and others would take into consideration also.
Keishla, the Prime Minister said he is very optimistic that the Bahamas was well represented here at the 2018 Global Business Forum. Reporting from the Plaza Hotel in New York City, I'm Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.
Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, pleased that Grand Bahama was well represented at today's Global Business Forum. He's optimistic that the government's intention to solidify Grand Bahama as a technological hub will soon be realized.
We heard from CEO Lee, who has one of the largest tech companies in China. He has some 40,000 employees. Huge, huge company. We got to meet him. We are hoping that he is able to come to the Bahamas and we are able to make a good connection with him. So one of the things that we had experience in is listening to how these other companies and these other countries survive and how they have been able to overcome their challenges. So that's really what we were able to experience here. So it was truly, truly a unique experience, one that Grand Bahama is proud to have been present and proud to have been represented. And we know that we're going to see some real fruitful results as a result of us participating in this global business forum.
A full military funeral was held today for Inspector Carlos Blatch, the officer who was shot and killed as he picked up his child from school earlier this month. Our Crystal Darling attended today's services.
Today, family, friends, colleagues, and government officials attended the full military funeral service for Inspector Carlos Blatch, the Governor General's former aide-de-camp. Hundreds packed the Church of God Auditorium on Joe Farrington Road as colleagues of slain officer Inspector Carlos Blatch honored his memory with all of the ceremonial trappings of military honors. There were a series of moving family tributes, including one from Blatch's brother, who recalled the last time he spoke to his brother, the very day he was shot and killed.
The moment I heard that he was shot, I called his phone. There was no answer. I knew that whenever I called him, no matter how busy he was, he would return the call. Carlos, I'm still waiting on your call. Please call so you can let me know this is just a dream. Yeah. Carlos, my brother, it's hard to say goodbye, so I'll just say so long. The pages of your life will never be closed. We will remember you through the many people that you have left behind. Those lives you have touched so positively. You have left an amazing legacy and 4 beautiful, handsome, brilliant children.
Inspector Blatch's children and aunt also performed musical tributes during the service. And Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dames, conceded that more needs to be done to maintain law and order.
Because of who he was in life, bears witness to the widespread public attention gathered due to his untimely demise. The reality is that his death is no different from the many persons who have lost their lives in our nation as a result of violence. If there is a silver lining to all of this, it is with hope that his untimely and brutal death has brought most needed focus to the incessant murders that have occurred in our nation over the last few decades.
Acting Prime Minister, the Honorable Peter Turnquest, also gave remarks.
As we consider the waxing and waning of the moon, it's also important for us to consider the sunrise and sunset of our lives. Because it's during that period, from sunrise to sunset, that really counts in the lives of those that we touch.
Crystal Darling, ZNS Network News.
Police say they need your help in locating 28-year-old Berkeley Fowler of Coral Harbor Close. Police want to question him in connection with an armed robbery investigation. Fowler, described as being between 5'6" to 5'8" tall, with a slim build and dark brown complexion. Police also want to question Kendrick Sweeting of Kiskadee Drive in connection with causing harm. The 37-year-old stands between 5'8" and 5'10" tall, with a medium build and dark brown complexion. Anyone with information on either suspect is asked to contact police at 919 or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. Additionally, police need assistance in locating missing teen Renee Faustine of Stapleton Gardens. The 14-year-old is described as standing between 5'2" and 5'6" tall, with a slim build and dark brown complexion. Anyone with information on her whereabouts should call the police at 919 or 328-TIPS. Well, a group of Haitian nationals face drug charges in the magistrate's court in connection with last week's drug bust in Inagua. DeAndre Williamson was in court today.
13 Haitian nationals, 10 men and 3 women, appeared before Assistant Chief Magistrate Shibusola Swain, where they were charged with possession of dangerous drugs with intent to supply, importation of dangerous drugs, and conspiracy to possess dangerous drugs. Police say around 2 a.m. on September 21st, a joint drug operation conducted by officers from the Drug Enforcement Unit, Marine Support Unit, and U.S. law enforcement officers boarded a Haitian vessel in the harbor at Great Inagua. The officers conducted a search of the vessel and recovered 9 packages of cocaine, weighing 23 pounds. The drugs has an estimated street value of $135. The foreigners were also charged with conspiracy to possess dangerous drugs with intent to supply. 12 Haitian nationals pleaded not guilty to the 4 charges. However, Terry Nacius, a father of 9, pleaded guilty. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison. 5 of the Haitian nationals were also charged with deceit of a public officer. Police say with intent to invade the requirements of the law, Alina Ali, Lucanson Pierre, Nelson Joseph, Erode Pierre, and Angeline Lubin received a public officer while he executed his duty. According to the prosecution, Ali, Lucanson Pierre, Joseph, Erode Pierre, and Lubin did not provide the correct names. They were sentenced to 2 months at the Department of Corrections, and upon completion of their sentence, they will be turned over to the Immigration Department. The others who were not sentenced are expected to be deported. No official from the Haitian Embassy was in court for the proceedings. DeAndre Williamson, ZNS Network News.
Well, still to come tonight, keeping hope alive, a change of fortunes for a man in desperate need. And coming up in sports, the Wildcats go back-to-back, clawing their way to a big win. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, your news leader.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the new Shell and Lennon, designed for extra miles.
Deciding on which car to buy? Hard. Getting an auto loan? Easy. Negotiating the price? Hard. Getting the money to pay for it? Easy. Get an easy auto loan from Commonwealth Bank. Super low rates, fast 24-hour approval, no loan fee, and no payments for 2 months. So come to Commonwealth Bank, and your next car is easy. Call today.
You can count on me. Just call me and I'll come.
My first memory of music would have been a performance when everyone was singing the song. The song was drop down and come up slow, and everyone in the crowd was singing. I was amazed. I was in shock.
I did not always want to be a performer, I actually wanted to be a doctor. And when I was on my way to med school, I had this whole epiphany, and I went to Berklee College of Music, and that's when I made the switch.
If I weren't singing, I'd be singing. I love track and field.
Many different things inspire me. It isn't anything specific. It's just, just enjoying the environment. And that's what I think music should be about, being free.
Tap of a button, I'm able to get in contact with persons all the way across the world. Technology acts as that bridge that keeps me connected.
ETC in one word, I would have to say clutch.
Connected family.
Family.
Every day.
Wicked geniuses are not limited by their budget. They eat the foods they crave because they've discovered the KFC Everyday Value menu. Be a wicked genius and enjoy a great everyday value option for as little as $2, $3, or $4, including VAT. Choose from the Colonel's fries, snack wraps, and famous bowls. Or try a one-piece chicken $5 fill-up for just $5, including VAT. Show your genius today at KFC Nassau. It's finger-licking good.
Sean, what you doing home already? And why you can't do anything I ask you?
Calm down. Everything cool?
Everything always cool, but you running me hard.
I already do everything on the list.
You pay the light bill and phone bill?
Check.
You get the Bahamas Air ticket for me and check the Sky Bahamas tickets for mommy?
Check.
I know you ain't send that MoneyGram to Junior.
I already do that too.
You sicky. You ain't never do everything I ask you.
I go on the Cash and Go and do everything right there.
You pick up dinner too?
Cash and Go don't sell chicken yet. Cash and Go, your one-stop shop for bill paying and so many other things.
Hey, miss, this true? Pop the Top is back?
Yes, sir, and bigger and better than ever.
Collect. The Bear of the Bahamas is giving you the chance to win $30,000 and tons of free bear with the 30th anniversary Pop the Top promotion. Here's how you can win free bear or the $30,000 grand prize. Just buy Collect, Pop the Top, and check your caps to see if you've won. Select bars, liquor stores, and all 700 wines and spirits stores are Pop the Top redemption centers where you can present your caps and get your free Collect beer instantly. To win the $30,000 grand prize, collect 6. Enter to win $30,000 caps. Place your caps in a Pop the Top envelope and complete the information requested. Then submit your entry in any Pop the Top drop box, block party, or the Pop the Top bus for your chance to win $30,000. Let's celebrate Bahamian and 30 years of the Bear of the Bahamas. Collect Pop the Top 30th anniversary. Celebrate responsibly.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Officials are hoping to attract more visitors from the Far East, Japan in particular. During the recent Sustainable Tourism Conclave, meetings were held between officials of Japan and the Caribbean Tourism Organization. Chairman of the CTO board, Joy Jibrilu, says the Caribbean welcomed 40,000 Japanese visitors last year, and she's hoping that the Bahamas can get a good share of that market.
I took one flight to New York and then a direct flight from New York to Japan. So it isn't difficult. They're already coming in droves to the United States of America. They're already coming to Florida. They had no idea of the proximity from Florida to, I'm going to speak specifically about the Bahamas. So for me, gratitude to the Japanese government that they thought about this initiative, that they made it possible. They did include CARICOM. It was a great experience, and I can't say enough about the opportunities that it presents for us and opportunities that we were not necessarily thinking of in the short term.
Disney Cruise Line officials are making a case for their proposed project for the Lighthouse Point in South Eleuthera. They say it's beneficial to the island's economy. Disney Cruise Line President Jeff Valley says the company plans to invest $350 to $400 million in the project. Currently, Disney Cruise Lines contributes some $400 million in the property. Currently, Disney Cruise Lines has a direct contribution of $40 million in the Bahamian economy and has invested millions in Castaway Cay. The project plan is to provide 150 jobs for Bahamians and an additional 100 jobs in the construction phase. Valley says if approved by the government, the project should be completed by 2022 or early in 2023. Well, a decade is a milestone celebrated by many, and today Vantage Airport Group officially dedicated new artwork to the Nassau Airport Development Company to commemorate the milestone. Shivanita Swain attended the ceremony and tells us that this latest prize is part of a collection to the tune of $2 million.
The Way, the newest piece of artwork adorning the walls at the Lynden Pinling International Airport, was unveiled Wednesday. The piece, a commemorative one to mark the Nassau Airport Development Company's 10-year management of LPIA with the Vantage Group. The whimsical and colorful aluminum sculpture will welcome guests and returning residents as it's hung just outside the doors of the International Arrival Terminal. Vantage Airport Group President George Casey explains why it was important to mark the 10-year anniversary with NAD.
It's something of a Vantage tradition to mark major milestones here at LPIA with a gift of commemorative art. It's a fitting tribute, and this is why. Over the course of our 24-year history, Vantage has worked with 31 different airports all over the world, honing our philosophy of people, performance, and place. Firstly, people. World-class facilities are only as good as the people who operate them, and we are fortunate to have some of the best in the business at LPIA.
NAD President and CEO Vernice Joaquin says NAD has spent over $2 million commissioning art pieces with local Bahamian artists and artisans.
We've been able to commission 12 pieces that are really large, that are huge, and so they're designed to make an impact. And of course, you know, it's not just about painting. Although we do have some life-size paintings, or bigger than life-size. So it was very important for us to continue the tradition of art here at LPIA because it really does communicate to people using the terminals, just who we are as Bahamians. You know, we're very colorful people, very energetic people, enthusiastic, and so the art is intended to reflect all of that.
The aluminum structure features more than 30 unique species of reef fish found in Bahamian waters. For artist Dee Dee Brown, it's her second artwork at LPIA, and she talks about the inspiration behind the way.
Like initially, I kind of dismissed the idea because of the I thought it was too simple and too obvious, but it would not go away. It just kept like coming back into my mind. So instead of ignoring it, I explored that idea, and I realized that the simplicity of it was the beauty of it. It was practical, and people could identify with it. I just wanted the entire piece to have this welcoming this welcoming sense of place.
Now that the sculpture is in place, it will be a key artwork for more than 3 million passengers that traverse the terminal annually to view. Jimenita Swain, ZNS Network News.
Members of the Bahamas Society of Engineers taking an in-depth look at the country's building codes today, which haven't been updated in 15 years. President Quinton Knowles says these codes are key to daily life. Today, they were the subject of a one-day seminar at the Department of Physical Planning.
We have to consider, first of all, updating the Bahamas Building Code, removing the sections that are no longer relevant, bringing it up to date, but also look at the adoption process. The adoption process means that whenever a code, a standard produced by the NFPA or some other code issuing organization, that it may not be advisable to adopt it automatically. It becomes very onerous on us. And part of what Mr. Dawson's role here is to educate on how that process takes place, because it affects the entire country.
Attendees were introduced to the National Fire Protection Association and the Fire and Safety Ecosystem. NFPA's Regional Director Robbie Dawson noted how most codes are updated on a 3-year cycle, which allows members to take advantage of new technology and be aware of emerging threats which could cause damage to the community. He believes that regular updates make it easier for all concerned, both from an enforcement and adoption standpoint.
If you spend $1 on the prevention end of the equation, you can save $10 in the recovery end. There was a study that was done nationally that talked about how preparedness and building resilient communities really has a true longer-term economic impact locally. So if we spend the $1 today, we can save $10 when the hurricane hits or when the fire strikes or when the bad disaster happens. So it truly is an investment in safety.
Our structural codes are some of the best in the world. I can truly say that if you build a building from a structural perspective in accordance with the Bahamas Building Code, you will have a safe building.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Crystal Darling. The Ministry of Tourism is celebrating the success of a record-breaking 300,000 visitors to the island of Abaco recently. In his address at the Abaco Business Outlook Conference, Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Michael Pintard, credited the Ministry of Tourism for its 16-island destination strategy, which is designed to bring more visitors to the Family Islands. Following statements from Disney Cruise Lines this week on the economic advantages a cruise line development would bring to the island, one of Luther Foundation's Sean Ingram says that although he is not trying to stifle economic growth, it makes no sense to defile the natural area with a high-impact project. Executives of the multinational fashion company Michael Kors made a deal Tuesday to buy the elite European clothing brand Versace for $2.1 billion. Representatives from both companies say they look forward to working together in the future. Michael Kors will be changing its corporate name to Capri Holdings. Last year, Michael Kors bought shoemaking manufacturer Jimmy Choo for $1.2 billion. This has been your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Crystal Darling.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
My name is Jeff Andrews. I'm a self-employed chartered accountant. Well, I had been listening to all the advertisements for Alive for quite a while and kept saying, I need to make the switch, I need to make the switch. Somebody finally convinced me to do the concierge service and switch over. They came and met with me, they let me know what I needed up front so that the whole process was very painless and took probably less than 20 minutes. I really like that we get regular service, I don't have drop calls or interruptions. The only time I have problems are when there's problems with the other carrier. No, I find the customer service people are very helpful. I haven't had a need to use them very often, but they check on me on a regular basis and make sure that I'm happy with all the services that I'm receiving. I would and have recommended Alive to lots of other people, including all of my family members. They've all joined Alive and are very happy with the services as well.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits. From Grand Bahama to San Salvador.
Just around the corner when you need us.
For every celebration and relaxation.
Committed to quality and service since 1953.
With renowned wines.
Rums and spirits.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits. Always with ice cold beer.
And attractive promotions.
Here for you as we've always been. One name, one people, united in wines and spirits.
We are 700 Wines and Spirits.
The Home Gallery, formerly the Sleep Gallery. We're still the home of Tempur-Pedic, Sealy Posturepedic, Serta Perfect Sleeper Mattress, and so much more. We now carry an exquisite selection of fine linens, comforter, duvets, bath towels, rugs, and a wide assortment of home accessories. Everything you need to beautify your bed, bath, and home. You have to see it to believe it. The Home Gallery, open Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Cable Beach Shopping Plaza, Westridge.
Also now open at Harbor Bay.
We've all got plans for our golden years. Unfortunately for many, this may just be wishful thinking. To generate an annual income in retirement of $70,000 for 20 years at a rate of return of 5%, with inflation running at 3%, requires more than $1.1 million. So how do you save that much money? Many companies provide a group pension plan to help their employees by deducting an amount each month from their pay to contribute to the plan. Personal Pension Plan, or PPP, is similar to a group plan, but offered only to individuals. These plans offer many of the same benefits and features. Contact us for more information on pensions.
Welcome back. Faculty, staff, and students at the Stephen Dillett Primary School were in celebration mode today as they reflected on the life and legacy of community activist, politician, and businessman Stephen Dillett and 47 years as an institution of learning. The students paid tributes in song and dance and were even given a brief history lesson on Stephen Dillett during a special assembly. Principal Dr. Clinton Josie says it was important for students to get a better understanding of who Stephen Dillett was.
What's very important and very significant is the sacrifice that he would have made to ensure that education was first and foremost important in the lives of Bahamians and inner city Bahamians, because this school is situated in inner cities. Our boys and girls have a great opportunity to come to an awesome facility with excellent teachers to continue to enhance their education at this primary level.
Former student and area member of parliament in Baines and Grantstown, Travis Robinson, also attended today's festivities. He offered students a bit of advice for their future success.
47 years of history, of legacy, of development into young persons' lives and into the development of this country. When we talk about Marlins resolute and strong, I think there are a number of persons in our country today who epitomizes, who would have graduated right from this institution like I did, who epitomizes what it means to be a Marlin resolute and strong. And so I remember when I had the distinct privilege and honor of attending this fine institution.
All right, well, that does it for this segment of news. Stay tuned, though. There's more news to come.
Move forward, Bahamas, and build high into the sky. Move upward and colorize those new walls. Move onward and build a garden to last a lifetime. Move together and settle into that new home. There's a lot of places you can do it for yourself, but there's one place to do it right. Builders Mall. We know exactly what motto you live by, and even the pros know building is just a part of what we do. So move forward, Bahamas. And remember, you can find it all at Builders Mall.
Introducing the Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs, now and made just for you meals for just $7.50 every day. Take your pick from our best subs, like the Italian BMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. Pile them high with all of your favorite veggies, made just the way you say. With a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips. The new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made. Subway, eat fresh.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more.
Performance speaks for itself. Pennzoil Synthetics, made from natural gas. Make the switch.
What if you looked in the mirror and saw something different? A small difference, a big difference. What if that difference changed your life forever? What if it caused you to question your beauty? Your body may change, a small change, a big change, but your life is defined by your interior, not your exterior. I felt, I called, I tested, I acted. I won. I am the cure, a living story of survival. Be the cure. Live the life you love and love the life you live. At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, your life matters.
What do breakfast, lunch, and dinner plus all the snacks in between have in common? Well, they all start with the weekly specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. First Choice Sugar 4-pound bag, $1.99. Whole chicken wings, $1.59 per pound. Cardinal Cream, large can, 99 cents. Quaker Oats, 18-ounce size, $2.79. Gala apples, 4 for $1. Toffee and bagels, 20-ounce pack, $1.89. Great meals begin at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
You see me? I love online shopping. And when I heard of Welty.com, I said, wow, what do they have to offer?
Welty.com provides me with everything I need. Like hair, perfumes, furniture for my mom, anything I can think of.
Visit Welty.com today for all your favorite products, like hair, clothes, fragrances, and furniture. You can see the overall cost, layaway, and pay the remaining balance later.
Huh? Welty.com? Duh.
Welty.com. Make life easy.
Don't miss the CBS Bahamas Plumbing and Electrical Sale. There's no better time to replace sinks and faucets or get a new shower head. And it's the perfect time to upgrade your lights. Shop now and get 20% off plumbing and electrical supplies at CBS Bahamas Southwest Plaza, Carmichael Road. Sale ends September 30th.
All right, it's time for your first check of weather. We check in now with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Hey there, Basil.
Hi, Keisha. Rooftop camera showing some scattered clouds outside of our studios, but that can all change later in the night. But stay tuned, the details coming up later. Right now, we're going to take a look at temperatures around the Family of Islands, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 86 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Tool, Key, and Abaco, also Marshall, Abaco at 86 degrees. The Berry Islands, 85. Alderstown, Bimini at 84 degrees, 84 also in Harbor Island and Roxanne, Eleuthera. Alderstown, Canal, 83. Staniel Key, 84, 84 in Kemps Bay, St. Andrews. Fresh Creek in Central Andrews at 85 degrees, 83 in San Salvador, Roman Key and Georgetown, Exuma, more 83s in Clarencetown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, Maguana, Acklands, and Ragged Island. Magic Town, Unag with a warm spot at 85, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 82 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. In the Northwest Bahamas tonight through tomorrow, easterly winds can be expected around 12 to 18 knots. Wave heights 3 to 5 feet over the ocean. High tide 8:32 in the afternoon. Low tide taking place at 8:55 tomorrow morning. For the Central and Southeastern Islands through Thursday, easterly winds 15 to 20 knots. Caution flags are up. Wave heights on the choppy side at 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. And then on Friday in the Northwestern Islands, those winds stay out of the east at 12 to 18 knots. Wave heights unchanged at 3 to 5 feet. High tide 9:36 in the morning. Low tide at 3:57 in the afternoon. For the Central and Southeastern Islands on Friday, winds rotating clockwise a bit, east to southeast. Speeds unchanged at 15 to 20 knots. And your wave heights 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your trial forecast. And your trial forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
She texts me back. She says she ready for some of that. I say, what you talking about? You know. She stopped the show. Well, let's go. I pick her up. We head down. On a coast way down by Sally Sue.
And that's going to do it for your trial forecast brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. Your extended weather forecast is coming up in about 18 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Spirituality is the way you find meaning, hope, comfort, and inner peace in your life. Many people find spirituality through religion. Some people find it through music, art, or connection with nature. Others find it in their values and principles. No one really knows for sure how spirituality is related to health. However, it seems the body, mind, and spirit are connected. The health of any one of these elements seems to affect the others. Some research shows a connection between your beliefs and your sense of well-being. Positive beliefs, comfort, and strength gained from religion, meditation, and prayer can contribute to well-being. It may even promote healing. Improving your spiritual health may not cure illness, but it may help you to feel better. It also may prevent some health problems and help you cope better with illness, stress, or death. If you want to improve your spiritual health, you may want to try the following ideas. However, remember that everyone is different and what works for others may not work for you. Do what is comfortable for you. Identify the things in your life that give you a sense of inner peace, comfort, strength, and love, and connection. Set aside time every day to do the things that help you spiritually. These may include community service or volunteer work, praying, meditating, singing devotional songs, reading inspirational books, taking nature walks, or having quiet time for thinking, doing yoga, playing a sport, or attending religious services. If you have spiritual beliefs, worries, or concerns that are causing you stress, talk with your family doctor. If your doctor can't help you with these issues, he or she may be able to suggest someone who can. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
had an amazing relationship with BTC as a small business. BTC gave me the opportunity to produce my first commercial in the Bahamas. BTC giving me my first opportunity to produce a commercial in the Bahamas, it led to so many other commercials, you know, most notably Bahamian, you know, Grammy Award-winning group. Most recently, a commercial for Domino's, which is really making a great buzz around even, you know, a PSA for the Bahamas National Trust, the Congon video. And all of these things, you know, all stem from doing work with BTC. It's amazing when big corporations like BTC give small businesses like me opportunities, because it gives us an opportunity to show that what we can do. And it really gives us the time to fly and showcase to the entire Bahamas that, you know, we could do it. You know, we could take on large projects. As a small business, my relationship with BTC has been amazing. And it was during the Olympics, the 2012 London Olympics, when our amazing Golden Knights, you know, when they did their thing. So I had an opportunity to create a commercial sort of around that, around them winning, you know, the Olympics, and also featuring Ariana Vanderpool and what she did. So that opportunity was amazing, because from that opportunity, it led to so many other opportunities in the Bahamas with commercials, music videos, and everything.
Every island and every key. Keep in touch with everybody. It's BTC every day. Every day, every day, every day. Every day is a new day.
Life happens, and when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today, or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
We are Machinery and Energy Limited, your cat dealer for the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, and the Cayman Islands. We also carry a selection of allied brands like JLG, Wacker Neuson, and Solaire. Our extensive product line includes tractors, excavators, backhoe loaders, telehandlers, forklifts, light towers, aerial equipment, marine engines, and of course, our specialty cat generator sets. Need parts or equipment maintenance? We offer that too. Everything you need, all in one place. Visit one of our branches in Nassau, Freeport, or Abaco for your construction and power generation needs.
Edie's is back in the Bahamas. Can you say yay? Rich, delicious flavors are coming your way. Made with fresh milk and cream, nothing artificial. Edie's is back. Find it at your favorite food store.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Sports, everybody. Round 3 of the Chess Olympiad in the books. In the Republic of Georgia, Team Bahamas able to salvage a split in the ladies division, winning 2 points off of Palestine thanks to women's candidate master Deja Johnson and Trinity Pinder. The news even better for our team in the open division, as they took 3.5 of the 4 points against Gabon. FIDE master Cecil Monker, national master Byron Small, and Chappelle Williams all securing a point, while women's candidate master Polina Carolina secured a draw. In round 4 tomorrow, our ladies will take on Palau, while our open team goes up against Andorra. Doubles the order of the day at the Pan American Bowling Confederation's Women's Championships in the Dominican Republic. Driscoll Roll and Janice Hoyt, they finished 19th in the 25-team field, 2,169 pins and a 181 average. Tara Johnson and Marina McLean were 24th, 1,911 pins and a 159 average. As for Zania Johnson and Camille Roll, they rounded out the table in 25th. Camille had some knee problems in the first couple of games and could not continue. That doesn't bode well for tomorrow either, as the ladies take to the lanes for trios. So far, after singles and doubles, Driscoll, the top Bahamian, in 31st place, 2,321 pins and a 193 average. The Province Softball Association Best of 7 Championships back on the diamond last night. Up first in ladies play, the Sunshine Auto Wildcats leaving nothing to chance in Game 5 with the Johnson Truckers. The Cats came out playing small ball before they brought out the big bats. They had 3 big innings of 5 runs each and batted around twice. There was no doubt who wanted this one more. Cats go back-to-back, clawing their way to a 16-6 win, taking the series 4 games to 1.
We came out here tonight
to leave everything. I mean, just carry everything. We ain't wasting no time. It's time to party right now, guys. It's time to party. And that's what we're going to do right now, party.
You got a lot of talent, you have to put it together, right? If you, it make no sense you having talent and don't put it together, right? So we finally put our talent together. Let's come out there.
In men's play, a pitching duel once again between national team pitchers Alcott Forbes of the CNS Hitmen and Thomas Davis of the Commander Security Truckers. But Forbes, he wasn't around to see the end of this game as he was ejected by the home plate umpire for arguing balls and strikes. After the ejection, the Truckers' eyes would open wide, and so did the strike zone. Truckers go on for a 7-1 win to stay alive in the series.
The time we had off, we got together and we decided that, you know, tonight ain't a good night to go home. So the guys came out and they put a good foot forward and we executed well.
They was actually good balls. I think due to the fact that Alcott got too old, they was ecstatic. The umpire said that it was unsportsmanlike conduct. He argued about the call. I didn't see him make no noise about the call, so we got to take what we get. Obviously, it hurt the team that Forbes was unable, but we are not one player, we're a team, and hope we galvanize behind the situation and come out on Thursday and have a good showing.
School sports finally underway here in the capital. We get an update tonight from Kelsey Johnson.
And with that, the 2018 softball season in the Bahamas Association of Independent Secondary Schools swung into action. The cheering squad from St. John's College is hoping that their chance will be enough to rally the 4 teams so they can slide into the championship round.
I expect my girls to make the playoff at least. This has been the most competitive team I've had at St. John's for a very long time, and it shows today with their competitiveness. So only great things to come for this season.
Head coach of St. Augustine's College, Anastasia Moutry, said not to count any of the Big Red Machine teams out. She expects her senior girls and the other 3 teams to be in the postseason.
I think the season's going to go well this year. As usual, I expect us to take it one game at a time, the playoffs and the championship. But, you know, I expect all teams to always give us a push, but that's what is expected.
The CW Sanders Cougars junior boys team is coached by Brad Wood, and if you let Wood tell his story, the Cougars will claw their way past the competition.
Well, this is our first game. We expect big things from them this season. Pitching is a whole lot stronger. The outfield isn't as strong as it was last year, but the infield is much stronger this year.
Do you think that will be enough to take you over the hump and get you into the championship round?
Well, you never know what's going to happen. You know, till the fat lady sings, but we trusting in God to take us through injury-free and helping our talents to take us the rest of the way.
The league officially opened on Monday. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Total Sports.
Buddy Hield on the Sacramento Kings getting ready for the new NBA season. During the off-season, Buddy did some traveling and made his way to Europe.
We went to Serbia. We went to his camp. It was showing some support. You know, if you know Vladdy and Pedro and Vogie, they always talk about Serbia. So you know, as bad as they talk about it, they want you to go visit it. So I had to go take a trip to see what it was like. And I enjoyed it. It was real good, great people, you know, and everything's cheap down there, so I liked it.
And getting ready for the new season, Buddy said he's been working on being a more versatile player.
You know, we're packing a point guard spot, but if I ever, you know, you never know. This is the NBA. Sometimes that happens. You know, where I got to move on to one, or coach might draw a play where I bring the ball down sometimes, you know. Or we have an offense where, like, if I get it, I push it and we go, you know, same thing. But I'm available. I've been working on stuff for that. So it's nothing wrong with making plays for your teammates, you know, teammates like that.
With pro basketball player Jonquel Jones now set to suit up for the Bosnian national team, the question arises whether or not more Bahamian athletes will take this route in order to be more financially stable. This is what President of the Bahamas Olympic Committee, Romel Fish-Knowles, had to say on the matter.
We have to develop a better athlete-friendly environment here in the Bahamas. And that's why these World Relays were so important to us, because it gives us a sense of ownership, a sense of pride as a country, and for athletes. I mean, too often our athletes have to go and travel the globe to compete in international competition, and we had an opportunity here, and hopefully it'll be resurrected. But national pride is something that's instilled in an athlete, and when they have to make a professional business decision, we're going to encounter this. I think Jonquel is out of the gate first, but I can tell you, I believe sincerely there's going to be others.
There's been another date and location change for the Last Dance boxing card. It will now take place Friday, October 26th at the Kendall Isaacs Gym, and everything is falling into place.
On that card will be boxers from Jamaica and the USA, inclusive of the Bahamas. You would be reminded to know that Bahamas and Jamaica always had a rivalry in track and field, and in boxing, it's no different from the Bonnie Grant and Elisha Bed and the Ray Miners this era. So we want to bring back that excitement that you longed for so long.
The run for Pompeii, just over a month away now, is all set for November 10th.
Our fourth year, and it's become an iconic race for the island of Exuma, an iconic tourist attraction. What we're most proud of is we've distributed 4 scholarships to students that have gone off to university.
History of Pompeii speaks to will, tenacity, and the desire to overcome. We think that this is consistent with the will and the tenacity of our 90,000 clients and the successive generational behemoths that we've served. We also believe that all of the participants in this event have demonstrated a commitment to wellness. As a corporate citizen and as an insurance provider, we think that wellness and healthy living are important, and these are some of the objectives that we've kind of sought to drive through with our clients and also our staff.
We have registrants from as far away as Ireland and France. The Piggy Medal, which you can see a little icon there, is what we're giving away for the winners of the individual races this year.
That will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Whether you want to get going in a new car, to relax at home while you pay bills on your mobile banking app, to get the best rewards with your credit card, or to get a sure start on your little one's future. Whether you want a quick response on your loan, or just a range of services that keep your business running smoothly, you want banking that fits your life. CIBC First Caribbean. Banking that fits your life.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Good night, BTC family. It's Julian Believe, and we're back with another BTC Tech Tip.
Yeah, I got a call saying BTC is putting fiber in my neighborhood, but I don't even know what fiber is.
Fiber is the latest data transfer technology, providing high-speed internet connection at up to 1,000 megabits per second. With fiber to the home, customers can experience great bandwidth and reliability with their internet connection. And that bandwidth allows for services like smart home systems, Flow TV, and even home office internet.
How much will it cost to install?
Installing fiber has no cost to you if you're an existing BTC fixed line customer. However, if you are a brand new BTC customer, the installation cost is $150. And get this, having a fiber line connected to your home actually increases the value of your property.
Wow, now that makes it worth it.
And there you have another BTC Tech Tip. See you next time.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, Tropical Storm Kirk, now about 230 miles to the east of Barbados, moving toward the west-northwest at around 18 miles per hour, maximum sustained wind 60 miles per hour, and we expect Kirk to move just slightly north of Barbados and then eventually through the middle portion of the Windward Islands tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening, bringing it with some heavy rains and strong tropical storm force winds. But once Kirk gets into the Caribbean Sea, we expect a rapid deterioration of that tropical storm. And then Leslie, still out there in the middle Atlantic, has a very good chance of redeveloping, and in the long term, about a 90% chance of that happening over the next 5 days. So we'll keep our eyes on it. Only a problem for the shipping lanes. And then on the home front, our satellite pictures showing lots of moisture associated with Kirk, as one of those feeder bands already approaching Barbados, and they will continue to advance quite rapidly towards the west tonight and tomorrow. Over our area, we have some patchy clouds moving from east to west, and they can trigger 1 or 2 spotty showers, particularly during the late hours of tonight. And our forecast simply calls for partly cloudy with showers and thunderstorms developing in the area late tonight and during the early morning hours. Low temperature getting down to 78 degrees. And tomorrow, partly sunny once again, hot, a bit moderate breeze developing, so that will add a little degree of comfort. But in the afternoon, again, you can get 1 or 2 showers popping up. High temperature, 89 degrees, and the heat index tomorrow will be somewhere around 102 degrees. And your extended weather forecast over the next 7 days, a couple of showers into Friday, as we've been promising you all week long, drying out quite nicely on the weekend, heading into the early part of next week, where we should have an abundance of sunshine. But there's another little trophy now coming our way come Tuesday and Wednesday, the middle part of the next week. You can see some more showers in the forecast.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Just before we go, a positive story. Things have changed for the better for a man who was in dire straits living in an abandoned building. Well, today, Franklin Barnett, who is disabled, is smiling and safe thanks to the goodness and open arms of a local charity. Kelsey Johnson has his story.
His smile said it all. It was so bright that it lit up the room. That's how happy 58-year-old Franklin Barnett is since his living conditions have changed. Barnett once sat on a half-constructed wall on Lewis Street every day, begging for food, money, or anything that could help him get through. His state of living was so deplorable, it left him with no choice but to make a public outcry for assistance. Coming to his rescue was the Reverend Dr. Kendall Capron, owner of the Good Samaritan Home for the Aged in Yellow Elder.
I don't want to go back without medicine no more. It's better, 100 times better than what it was down there. You see? I just enjoying my life now. You see? I don't want to get back in no more trouble, no more this, no more that. Like that, I smoke cigarette now. Sunday come up here, I smoke a cigarette like 15 years. I smoke a cigarette and I feel happy. And that too. Trying to get the habit.
Barnett wasn't the only one Reverend Dr. Capron assisted. Do you remember this guy? Or this bubbly lady? Prince Brennan and Dorothy Cooper are their names. Cooper was known for walking the streets in the Baines and Grantstown area, and Brennan's favorite hangout spots were around Purity Bakery, the old Palm Tree Restaurant building, and at the light on Lewis and Market Streets.
I was living in Mama Litta's restaurant. This leg and this leg, my both leg, left and right leg, was straightened out. One morning I woke up about 6:30 in the morning, and my two legs are bending like four like this, and couldn't straighten no more. And I met a guy, a friend of mine named Tiny Lad. I told him a lady had a chair. I can't walk. I became paralyzed in Mr. Russell Palm Tree. I told him a lady have a whole wheelchair. I can't move. My foot had a stroke in my leg. Go to Jamaican lady named Miss Kay. And you can find a chair in the back of the yard. He went to the Trinidad named Miss Kay and pushed the chair to me. And I got up and I sat in the chair. That's how I had the stroke and that's how I get in the wheelchair. I never had a chair before.
So are you able to walk now?
No, I can't walk from I had the stroke.
Things going all right. Only thing I miss my children.
I miss them.
You miss them. You remember your kid's name, you said?
No. I remember Anna-May and them. I know. I remember them.
Reverend Dr. Capron said he felt compelled to assist Barnett, Cooper, and Brennan. Even though there is a monthly charge, the trio are living free.
It doesn't matter to me. Once they're off the street, I feel good about that. Once I can help, I just need to help. I just want to help. I don't mind about the money. They don't have the money to pay. Those who can pay, yes, you have to pay. But those who couldn't pay, like my brother here, it doesn't matter to me. I was put here for that. I was put here in this world to help. And when that is finished, then I'll go home to be with the Lord. But I'm happy to help anybody.
Barnett threw his hands in the air, thanking God for life and for giving him a second chance. Brennan is happy to be off the road and thanked all for buying him a new wheelchair. Kelsey Johnson, ZNS Network News.
It's amazing, the transformation, to see, the people that we see walking the streets and just seem to be out of their minds, really, in a lot of ways.
Absolutely, and that's the impression I got from quite a number that I saw in that clip just now. But kudos goes out to Capron.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good luck to those people living at the home. Well, that does it for us at the Bahamas tonight. On behalf of the entire news team, thanks so much for looking in. Have a good night.
The ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Global healthcare advancements are developing rapidly, and now the Bahamas is set to play an important role in what is known as precision and digital health. We'll tell you more about that in this edition of The Read Factor.